morning. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. No Guts, No Story is live right here. Welcome to my page. I want to welcome all of you, and I want to ask you a question today because I know a lot of you are getting ready for a busy month and a holiday. How many of you have family coming for Thanksgiving? You're running around getting everything ready for the Thanksgiving season. Drop in the comments. And then I also want to know how many of you have nobody coming. You have no plans. You're just home for the holidays. You're not really doing anything special because, believe it or not, the holidays are either very exciting for people or it's a really tough time for people. And holidays just amplify a lot of emotions that are already there. So coming from a family that has a lot of nuances, let's say, single moms, um, people that are together or not together. This is also coming up on 3 years since the exact day that we lost Dave's mom. So tomorrow, the 16th, will be 3 years. And the crazy thing is, when you have something that traumatic happen on a holiday, I mean, you miss them every day, but the holidays just kind of amplify the ache that was already there. And for some of you, you've lost a loved one this year. It's different. I will tell you, every time I see the list come out that says, what is everybody bringing to Thanksgiving? My heart just aches because I know that Dave's mom would bring cream corn, cucumber sandwiches, all the things. And so traditions have a tendency to make us feel a low vibration of sadness or a aching or a yearning for something. Have you ever noticed how you always miss what was? And sometimes it wasn't even all good, but always, as human beings, we have thoughts every single day. And most of the time, those thoughts are about the past, which creates so much sadness. They're about the future that hasn't even happened yet, which creates so much anxiety. And very seldom are we just present, grateful for the moment that we're in right now. So, yes, Amy, those cucumber sandwiches are delicious. Last year, this time, Amy came here. Callie was engaged, having a bridal shower. Man, a lot can happen in 1 year. How many of you are looking at last year to this year and you're like, wow, I can't even believe what happened? Did a lot happen for you in the last 12 months? I mean, we're coming up on the end of the year. And last January, a lot of you were setting goals saying, man, 2025, it's going to be the year I'm going to crush it. And then maybe you were blindsided by something like a freight train that you didn't even see coming. Or maybe it's been one of those years where you're like, this is the best year of my life. And no matter whether it was like a freight train hit you or it was the best year of your life, I want to encourage you today to join me and just be grateful. I just want you to be grateful. So every single day when I wake up, the very first thing I practice is gratitude. And always when I'm going to bed at night as well. And this is a habit. This is not a season. So the topic today I want you to think about is gratitude is not just on Thanksgiving. I always think it's so hilarious how thankful everybody is in November, and then December comes and nobody's thankful. They're just stressed and rushing, right? So gratitude is something that I have learned in the lowest of lows, how to be grateful. It's a daily habit that will literally change your state. And if you can change your state of mind, you can literally change your life, because nothing is really ever bad. It's your thinking that makes it so. And I'm going to repeat that. Nothing is ever really bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. Now, there were chapters in my life where I would argue this, especially losing Dave's brother to suicide. And then that holiday was just terrible, right? But now that I have grown and I have so much more personal development, faith, maturity in my wisdom, I realize that in every bad situation, there is always something that you can be grateful for. And the minute that you learn that, it will change your life. because those emotions that are not gratitude actually affect every organ in your body. And I didn't used to know this, but now I do. And after losing Dave's mom so quickly, diagnosed on October 15th, gone on November 16th. It was around the 1st, but the actual doctor appointment was October 15th. Gone on November 16th. Funeral on Thanksgiving, which most people couldn't travel. They had family coming in. It was mostly just our family. And it's nothing like I thought it would be. It was nothing like I thought that it would be. And thinking about this weekend being the anniversary of Nana Cindy's passing, and thinking about Thanksgiving coming and all of my grandkids getting on an airplane and Callie flying back home from Spain. Just Darian has 5 days in the States before they go back for basketball. I think to myself how much our family has been through. So much. When I think about being 54 years old and I think about my 34-year-old version of myself, it's a lot different than my 54-year-old version of myself. You see, when bad things used to happen, I used to freak out. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this kid is in trouble. These people are separating. Someone posted this hater thing about me. Now I am just like, keep on hating, because I know I'm a child of the Most High God. I know that I have favor. I know that I'm grateful. I know that everything's going to work out. It always does. And I just don't spend any time in the low vibrational state. So low vibrational state, these are the emotions. I'm resentful. I'm hateful. I'm jealous. I'm mad. I feel like I was betrayed. I feel like I was abandoned. I feel like someone's talking about me. I feel like they're against me, not for me. And here's the reality. That's always going to be. There's bad people out there. You're expecting you and other people, and you're never going to be happy because there is nobody like you. You're very unique in your own way. Now, I want you to stay with me here for a minute. Think about the worst possible thing that's happened to you. I want you to go back to a chapter where you're like, that was the worst day of my life. Because we've all had them, right? Now I want you to just take out a little mental note. What did you learn? How did you grow? What made you so angry that you literally pivoted and made a different decision, or you grew with so much strength and wisdom? You maybe left a situation to find a better situation. Like everything that was bad had to happen to get you to the point where you're at this very moment. I had to go through a bad relationship, feeling abandonment, being insecure. Some would call it abuse. I don't ever play the victim card, so I'm not going to call it abuse. It was favor. It was God moving me out of a bad situation to where he wanted me to be. And sometimes you're praying for something. You're just praying for something. You just keep praying for something, but you never make a move. Like success isn't going to attack any of us. We have to look at the worst of the worst days and say, I'm grateful for breath. I'm grateful that I'm able to speak. There are some people that cannot speak, and you're mad because you didn't get the right groceries at the grocery store. I was with Randy Travis' best friend 2 nights ago. Believe it or not, he was at the Tampa meeting, and he was saying, Randy Travis loves country music, and he's in East Texas. And he said, the reality is he wants to go to every country music concert, and he just sits backstage and he just smiles, but he can't move one side of his body and he can't speak, but he's just so happy that he's there listening to music that he loves. And he said, I would love to share your products with him because of his stroke. And I was thinking to myself, there's always something to be grateful for. You can speak. I see little kids in every airport. Yesterday, I was standing at a Dunkin' Donuts getting a coffee before my drive home. Yesterday was epic. Woke up at 3:30 in the Tampa airport, barely could walk to my gate, didn't even know what I was doing. Got on the airplane, little girl sitting next to me, 11 years old. She's rubbing a little worry rock, one like Nana Cindy gave to my children. And there's a picture of a lady in the little heart rock. And I was like, is that her grandma? Is that her mom? And I was a little concerned because she didn't look much older than Lola. She was by herself. She looked a little afraid. I said, are you flying to Kansas City? Do you live there or do you live here in Tampa? She goes, I live in Tampa. I'm going to Kansas City to see my dad. She said, it's my first time on an airplane. And Southwest is the only airline that will let someone fly if they're only 10 or 11 years old. So my mom saved up her money to get me on this airplane to go see my dad because he has to work there and I miss him really bad. And I was thinking as I was sitting there, 11 years old, missing her daddy. Daddy's trading time for money, doing a job away from the family, not able to be with his kids. And I helped this little girl. She said, is there a bathroom on the plane? I helped her get up to go there. And when I got off the plane, it was something like Dave would do every time I land, a big VIP sign, like I'm here to pick up Barb and Lori. He used to always do this for me and my sister when we would travel to shows for weeks on end, just grinding. And I was like, what a nice husband waiting on his wife. And then I looked behind me and the little girl was running into her dad's arms. And I took a picture, airdropped it to them. And I was sitting there and I was like, you know, there's a lot to be grateful for. If you have your children in your home every night, you should be so grateful. Yet everyone's stressed out because of all the messes they make. There was a little 2.5-year-old boy in front of me at Dunkin' Donuts. The story I started to tell you. Let me come back here. I haven't had my rise yet, so I'm a little squirrely. I probably should mix that up while we're talking. Little boy, cutest little boy, little afro, just the cutest thing. He had on his little Jordans and his mom's ordering him a donut. And he wants a donut with sprinkles. He wants 2 donuts. He keeps saying, I want 2. I want sprinkles. And he's just talking up a storm. He will not stop. And then he turns around, takes off running through the airport right towards the door where the Uber was about to pick me up. And the mom is running after the little boy, grabs the little boy, brings him back. She's complaining like he is such a mess. And I have a little granddaughter that's the very same age. And we have prayed every single day that someday she would just take a step. And you know, it puts things into perspective. She hasn't talked and she walked this week. She says, nah. And she walked this week. And to me, it felt like I had a grandchild winning the Olympics because we have prayed every day that she would just walk and run and get into everything. See, it's perspective. Some of you are complaining about the cost of groceries, and other parents are complaining, I just wish I could see my kids and buy groceries on Thanksgiving. We always need to find something to be grateful for because there is always someone that has it way worse than you do. Way worse than you do. When I think about Dave's mom and this weekend, and I think about all of her favorite recipes, and I think about the grandkids coming home and how much we miss her. It's those traditions that you miss, right? How many of you miss traditions? Dave said, you know, Barb, it's just different when you don't have a mom. And in my brain, I'm like, I don't care how much I miss everyone. Chance is in Arizona with all the kids. Callie's in Spain. Thank God Brooklyn's here because Dave and I are never home. Brooklyn's literally taking care of Callie's dog, the parrot, all the plants, the thermostat. Like, thank God for Brooklyn because we have been on a dead run, right? But even that, sometimes you can be so wishing things were different than they are. And you got to realize that God has you exactly where he wants you right now for a reason. I'm only doing half of the mango because this is almost gone and it's my favorite flavor in the whole world. I can't get the lid off of it right in the middle of my life. Oh, there it is. So this pineapple Dole Whip, not to change the topic, but it's fire. It is like gold. And when I take it, my brain is a little more on track. So I'm going to drink it while we're doing this. I wanted to do kind of a show and tell today. How many of you could tell me something in the comments that you have been through this year that was unfortunate? And let's be honest, okay? How many of you have been through something this year that was so unfortunate that at the time you didn't know if you were going to survive it? A year ago today, I had a company that was exploding, but I had a family that was in shambles. And that is the positive way to say it. A lot of heartache, a lot of fear, a lot of battle. See, money isn't everything. There's some things that money just won't fix. And that's why we really have to talk about this. Like, what is it that is happening in your life right now that you think is the end of the world? And how can we reframe that? Man, that's heavy. Amy's daughter went to prison. Amy and I used to pray that she would find her daughter on the streets. Amy used to watch videos of her daughter and fear for her life on social media sites. I remember it would be the end of my day launching the company, 12 hours of hard work. And I would literally call Amy when I got in the bathtub just so we could pray together. Be like, sorry, I'm in the bath, but we have to pray together. Because she had a daughter on the streets and I had a daughter isolating in a house, struggling. And now I think all of those prayers, like God had a plan. That made me so passionate about what I do today. It made me so close to Amy as a friend. One day I know her and I will be in a recovery center. Possibly our daughter's right next to us. We're going to change the whole freaking world. We are going to change the world because of the pain, because of the sadness, because of the struggle, because of the wisdom that we gained. How many of you know a mom right now with a child in trouble that's struggling and they're beside themselves? They have no idea what to do. Sue Davidson says bankruptcy. Man, Sue, I will tell you, the bankruptcy wasn't the worst thing that I ever went through, but I think it was one of the hardest things on my husband. Because a man as a provider, and this was 30 years ago, it was devastating. But now I want you to look at my book, the training, even the journal. You know, this journal, do you know why? Do you know why I created the productivity journal? Because most people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan. And then they fail financially, relationship, debt, business, moving forward on projects. I got to put my glasses on because y'all are sharing and I love this. A cancer scare. Mike's kidneys failing. Okay, guys, this is some real heavy stuff now. So mold illness and a broken marriage, you know, there is nothing harder than a heartache. I mean, I sometimes, my mom said a broken marriage on her was harder than a death because the death she could recover from and she could grieve and mourn. The broken marriage just kept showing up every single day. It was like a constant burn. It was like ripping the scab off every day. Losing my job. I know God has a plan. Yes, Janet. Lost both parents. Feel good now. Lost both parents. It's so different now. I can't imagine losing my mom. I can't imagine losing a parent, let alone both parents. Okay, let's go through this. I would trade a child in prison or rehab to a child in a grave any day. D. And D lost her husband this year. Not this year, but last year, was homeless, lost my Uncle David, my favorite uncle, and my mother-in-law, and came down with dementia. Craig, that is heavy. Homeless, and today he's on this. Michelle says, my husband passed away unexpectedly. So we're talking about all these things. My house burned, had to live in a motel 3 months, have a new home. Wow. Brother died unexpectedly. Husband had to have emergency surgery. Car broke down. Do you guys see all these comments? Okay, so now everybody that commented, we're going to do a little exercise here, and I'm going to help you with a habit that I do every single day. What is something good around that thing that happened in your life? Let's talk about something good. So I do this a lot, without sharing too much. There's a lot of days that I wish that things were different with people that are in my family, right? But then I will look at one thing positive around it. So I'll be like, at least they're alive. Um, Even though it's painful, I have beautiful grandkids. Even though this happened, we learned a lot from that person. Like, even when I think about Cindy, so, I miss Cindy horribly. I try so hard to fill that void that I know is in Dave's heart. But let me tell you some things that are good about it. She left me a lot. I have something hanging right here in my office in front of me every day. This was in her window. It's kind of stained. It's dirty. This was in her window of her kitchen every day. So I miss her, but she taught me so much. She gave me so much wisdom. I saw her, and Chance and I were talking about this yesterday. Her daddy died when she was 50. Her husband left when she had a freshman and a senior. She got cancer for the first time when Chance was 3 months old. She lost all of her hair on Mother's Day. I combed it all out in my salon and I made a wig look sexier than sexy. She had Lori Morgan, beautiful little wispies, and nobody even knew she ever lost her hair. In fact, I think her wig was hotter than her real hair. Like, we had so many times where there was so much pain, but we would turn it around. And she would say to me, these grandkids keep me going. These grandkids keep me going. Never complained. She had a son that got in trouble. In fact, he was on national news. He later took his life. She lived in the town where Dave's dad was remarried and saw them at every single event, birthday, state track, state wrestling, whatever. She always had a smile on her face. She woke up in the morning singing Zippity Doo-Dah, listening to Barry Manilow or the Carpenters, always got up, put on her makeup, put on a smile, and was ready for the day. And no matter how bad things were, she would always find the good. So I want you guys to think about your situation. And I want you to say, what is good about this horrible chapter that I have been through? Her 4 agreements were: be impeccable with your word. These are always the 4 agreements. They don't change. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions, and always do your best. So yesterday, Chance was like, Mom, Nana went through a lot. Like, she lost her dad when he was 1 year older than my dad. And she was my age. And I was like, yeah. He's like, she was the strongest woman I know. When I look at little Rosie, who would fall down, she got stitches. She wants to talk so bad, but the words don't come out. In fact, sometimes she gets so frustrated, she'll just scratch or like hit because she's trying to express, but she can't talk yet. I know she will. God will make a way. She will talk. But this week, when she kept falling down and falling down and falling down, she just kept getting back up. And I said to Chance, as we were sitting there, his birthday was on Tuesday. I said, I just feel Nana Cindy's spirit, like this fighting spirit in her. And every day when I pray, I know that there's just angels orchestrating every single thing for the good. Now, you guys, there were times where I could not find the good. There is a season where you do have to grieve. Anger is not bad. You have to get it out. Anger, getting mad about a situation, is better than apathy, where you just don't give a crap and you give up. Like, at least getting angry about your situation, drawing a line in the sand and saying, I'm going to make a change, is better than just isolating, being depressed, feeling guilty, having shame, being so sad you just don't even want to go on anymore. Les Brown always says it: if you can look up, you can get up, but you've got to find something to be grateful for. So today, I come to you with a message that you need to create a daily habit. That's why I have the planner. I should do a Black Friday special on these planners so everybody in the world has it. And I want you to write these things down. I'm going to help you line out your day to where you are going to absolutely change your state, change your mind, change your life, change your focus, change your action steps, everything. It's happening today. Black Friday is coming up next 2 weeks. And I know a lot of you have businesses, and you could absolutely crush your goals if you could just get out of the state that you're in. Thanksgiving is a week from now, and some of you will spend it very low vibrational and sad and mad. Or you could go find someone on the street that doesn't even have food, or serve at a kitchen, or secretly drop off turkey dressing, all the stuff on a porch of someone you know has a family and doesn't have the money to eat. Like, there's always something that you can do to help someone that's in a state that's lower than you, and it will actually bring you so much joy and happiness. The best way to heal is to help someone that's in a situation that you've been in. The gratitude list for the day. I want you to write down 3 things that you're absolutely grateful for. And now, once you raise your vibration, you're like, I'm so grateful that I have breath. I'm so grateful I have a vehicle and a house over my head. I'm so grateful I have family I can at least FaceTime with, even if we're not together. Like, I spend more time on FaceTime than you can even imagine. It's like a date every day. Just FaceTiming with a 3-year-old, and then an 11-year-old, and then an 8-year-old. They don't answer as much because they're on their game. But the 7-year-old, she'll call me and talk for an hour, and we'll just laugh about stuff for hours. I'm grateful for FaceTime. I'm envious of the grandmas that have their grandchildren they can pick up from school every day. And man, I wish I could cook meals and they could all come over every day, like happened for my mom and Dave's mom. But that's not in the cards right now. I want you to think about it, guys. It's a chapter, not a lifetime. God can make a way. Anything can change just like that. And you just have to stay in an attitude of gratitude. So tell me 3 things you want to accomplish today. Because if you can get 3 things that you want to accomplish today, even in the worst despair and the worst grief and the worst sadness, and I'm telling you guys, holidays just amplify all of that. Like, you can think you're going to be okay, and then you can just go down a rabbit hole where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to survive this. Writing down 3 things that you want to accomplish will get you to at least move. And when you move, God moves. This is the way it works. It's the laws of the universe. Action cures the fear. Action raises the vibration. Doing something gives you a little bit of confidence that you might be able to get better. And then let's address some things you need to do that you're just not doing for whatever reason. I need to clean my room, but I just lay here all day, every day, looking at the piles. I know I need to go do whatever it is, but I keep procrastinating. Let's do 3 things that you know you need to do. And right after this, let's go get them done. And let's see how different you feel about yourself, because the way you start the day is the way you're going to end the day. What do you need to follow up on? Now, this is crazy things for me. Like, I need to follow up on health insurance for Rosie so that maybe we could all go to like Mayo Clinic or somewhere. Every day I'm like, I'm going to help find a full-time nanny. I'm going to help get the insurance. And then the day, how you run the day is how the day runs you, right? Like, what's the most important things? For being honest, guys, I'm a warehouse girl this weekend. I'm literally don't even have time to dry this hair. I got to show you something. Like, I know you're all going to think I'm crazy, but I am so excited about this. So my children designed the most beautiful packaging in the world. And it's crazy what we're about to launch on Black Friday. But I'm warehouse girl and headed to Dallas because even though the products were in, we got everything tuned. The jewelry is absolutely gorgeous that's coming out. Look at this pearl. And I got this. But Black Friday, our family has worked so hard on this essential oil line. Look at this beautiful packaging, guys. Look at this beautiful packaging. We're going to revolutionize aromatherapy all over the world because these have a stainless steel tuned with 11 harmonic frequencies ball bearing in that oil bottle. Listen. So if you can imagine, like 18,000 oils arrive and we could bubble wrap them and ship them, but instead, my family is so crazy about aesthetics. They're like, let's put them in a beautiful tube. So I want you to imagine this 18,000 times. That's what's happening right now. And then a sticker so we know what's in the tube. And the Dallas warehouse is like elves on fire. And Dave and I are actually getting ready to get in a truck and head there with all the beautiful packaging. So these are going to launch on Thursday. One of the things that I do every day is defense, which some people use like, I think one company calls it On Guard, one company calls it Thieves Oil, same blend. Any of you that don't know, Dave and I have manufactured essential oils for stores and pharmacies and even 3-MLMs for many, many years. So when we launched Frequence, we weren't like, let's do essential oils, because that's not new. The whole world knows about essential oils. We were waiting for the right time, but now the first ever frequency tuned aromatherapy. Yeah, there's a ball in there. And it's absolutely beautiful. You know, when you're a little kid and your dad would like put his finger in his mouth and make that sound? This is what I keep hearing like 20,000 times. Listen. Imagine like 20 people in a warehouse. It's beautiful sound. And then there's also roller balls, my favorite, Rest. It's kind of woodsy. And the roller balls don't have a bearing in them. They have a metal roller. Rubbing it on your skin. I don't even want to say the word. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it smells so good. So anyway, I am a warehouse girl this weekend. Got a lot going on, and I'm grateful. I know a lot of people are just chilling, watching the ball game, doing whatever. Dave and I are on a mission, and I will tell you why we're on a mission: because of the pain, because of the purpose, because of the passion. And instead of sitting here this weekend on the memorial of Cindy's passing, sitting at the grave, crying, all the things that I've done so many times in my younger years, we are going to make her so proud. And I want you to think about what you're missing or what you're not grateful for. And I want you to reframe it and be thankful for the time you had together. Be thankful for the memories. Be thankful for the love that you experienced with that person. What an incredible grandma she was. Oh, I could cry. It makes me want to be that kind of a grandma. Like, you can always find something to be grateful for, always, no matter what. And you're setting an example. Like, your children and your grandchildren are watching you. They're watching you get back up. They're watching you keep going. They're learning from you, childhood trauma or childhood strength. Projects that you're on right now, you got to have projects. That's what moves you forward. It makes you have a reason to get up. We are goal-striving machines. Having a worthy ideal, as Jim Rohn calls it, is what makes you keep going. It's never, I got the house, or I got the car, or I hit the rank, or even delivering a baby. It's more exciting when the baby is coming than the baby gets there. You wonder why people have postpartum depression. It's the journey, guys, not the destination. Who are you able to delegate some things to or align with? Who could mentor you? Who could work with you? Who could help you move forward? That's very important. And at the end of every day, what did you accomplish? So making a list, like, what are 3 things I want to accomplish at the end of the day? I did it. And if you didn't do it, I want you to find the good. How did you grow? How did you learn? How did you get stronger? Even if you didn't get up and accomplish it, you move it to the next day. Things I need to do tomorrow. Because your number one reason why is why you're going to be so successful. I gave Chance a book on his birthday about the why. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but it's an amazing book. I bought it for myself, and then we were at the cabin and I was like, you should take it. It's so good. But it was talking about how companies will start, and one company has billionaires behind it and the other one is like bootstrapping it, but they have a bigger why. They have a bigger reason, and they pass everyone. And it was talking about Michael Jordan, and it was talking about different people that, you know, have really had wild success, but there were other people that maybe had better conditions, more financing, more people behind them. The why will always win, guys. Your number one reason why will always win, and it will propel you ahead of everyone else. The reason why our company is exploding, the reason why people like Randy Travis's best friend and people who were national directors for 37 years and the biggest company out there, and now they're joining Frequence. The reason why top branding leaders and multi-million-dollar earners are saying, how do I get in this company and do what you're doing? It's not because of a product. I have a great product, but I want to tell you guys, the truth is It's because of the pain, it's because of the struggle, it's because of the story, it's because of my commitment. And the reason why is why people will follow you. You've got to have a reason why. You've got to get up, you've got to create a vision board, an action plan, a list. You've got to have a reason why, and you've got to find something to be grateful for, even in the midst of the storm. The anchor will hold when the ship is tattered. The anchor holds when the funds are low. The anchor holds when the debts are high, when the grief is so bad, when the fear is so real, when the heart is so broken. The anchor is what holds. And some of you have to be really, really anchored, really, really anchored in what you believe in and your roots in order to find your way. You can't give up. No matter how hard it gets, you just can't give up. And I will tell you this, when you believe in what you're doing and you know where you are going, everything will line up for you. The resources will line up, the right connections will line up, the right opportunities will line up, the right mate that you're going to spend the rest of your life with will line up, the right mentor. When the student is ready, the teacher always appears. But you have to change your state from despair and grief and sadness and I am the victim to I am victorious and I will be okay. Maybe not today. It's okay if you're not today, but you will be okay. And the reality is, every single person you know is fighting a battle of something. Everybody you know is silently fighting a battle of something. They just need to know that they're not alone, that someone is there, and that we're creating this community where we can find something to be grateful for and lift each other up, build people up, not tear them down, and continue to encourage. Lola got the citizenship award at school this week. And the letter that Chance got in his email, like she was voted on to have the citizenship award Friday morning at 8 a.m. because of her kindness and her willingness to help others in her class and always be encouraging. You guys, your children are learning what they live. They're learning what they live. They're seeing, is your heart full and you have a servant heart, or is it hardened? They listen to those discussions. See, incredibly successful people who are blessed and highly favored don't discuss other people. They discuss solutions, not problems. They discuss finding the good, not playing what is all bad. They're always building up, not tearing down. And that is a habit. It's why I don't watch the news. And everybody will argue with me that I need to know what's going on. I don't need to know what's going on. I got all of you telling me. I got all of you telling me all the gloom and doom, right? But here's the reality. What's in here must come out. So I have zero room for division, for hate, for anger, for blame, for victim mentality, for all the sadness, all the despair, all the division and people fighting. I'm all love all the time. What you see is what you get. I know it's crazy. People be like, I can't believe you let that person in your house. Well, what I put my father through and the pain that he had to bear on that cross is worse than anything that anyone has ever put you through. So it's my belief, if I can forgive, there's only one thing standing between me and him. The person that I can't forgive. And forgiveness, finding the good, being full of love, being so grateful, even for the bad people. Is it really bad, or is it my thinking that makes it so? Even for the ones that did me wrong, did they really steal from me? Did they really take from me? Did they really sue me or hurt me or post all kinds of hate about me? Or did they just propel me forward on my journey to know, to be wiser, to be stronger? Did they help condition me to be greater? That's what you got to think about, guys. Nothing is really bad. It's your thinking that makes it so. And the moment that we start looking for solutions and we start building people up, if it's not good, don't say it. That's what my grandma said. Be grateful. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. And that was one word, ATALL. I say it all the time. Let's build people up, guys. The world needs it. Let's be grateful even if we have very little, because the person that's grateful with very little will be blessed with a lot. That's the way it works. And no matter how hard it is, and I know some of you are like, this is the worst thing I could ever be going through, you can always find a reason to get back up. And God's about to bless you in ways you never dreamt. Everything in your life can change just like that. But when you're in a low vibrational state, even the best, you want to quit the best things that ever happened to you, because that's your low vibration. You got to change your thoughts to change your life. Find something to be grateful for. And the last one on the page, at the end of every day, what was great about today? What did I accomplish? And most importantly, how did I grow? Because you don't have to be okay today, but you need to get better. Get better. Get better, don't get bitter, right? Every day, just get a little bit better. You're going to heal. You're going to grow. You're going to see further than you can see today. I just want to take you as far as you can see, and then you'll see a little bit further. But it's my belief that you're coming into the best year of your life. And in order for that to happen, you have to be the best version of yourself. And gratitude, authenticity, and love are the highest vibration. And every single one of you has that. You just got to reach up and grab it. You just got to reach up and grab it. So virtual hugs to you today. I hope all of you are rising and vibing. If you're not, drop in the comments, I'm not rising and vibing yet. Someone will get you some. This mushroom drink is the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me. It has literally changed my mood, my thoughts, my energy, my sleep, my puffiness, my focus. It's like a magic mushroom. And then again, little feel good now oils on my pillow, in my diffuser, in my dryer, in my bath. That frequency, I'm telling you guys, that's the game changer. And all you have to do is believe that things can get better for you, and they will. They will get better when you get better. And that starts with finding something to be grateful for. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Let's embrace the week and say, this is going to be the best week of my life. It's going to be the best month of my life. Everything good is happening for me. I'm so grateful that I'm in this situation because it's teaching me. It's helping me. It's conditioning me. There were times I was like, I'm done with this conditioning year of my life, right? But look at me now, guys. Every single one of us is a work in progress. We're growing, we're learning, we're getting better every single day. But we've got to be grateful, because if we're not grateful, when the blessings are coming, you're going to be like a sounding board that just bounces them back. Like, don't bless me. Don't bless me. Don't send me all the good stuff, because I am over here. I want to be mad, and I want to be broken, and I want to be sad, and I want to be angry, right? Like, if the blessings are coming to you, you've got to be on the dock, right? If you want your ship to come in, you got to be on the dock. But even if you're on the dock, if you're bitter and you're mad and you're sad and you won't forgive and you want to be the victim, you're never going to be the victor. You're going to stay exactly what you're thinking, saying, feeling, and wanting, because what you want wants you. And you've got this pen. You're like this. Here is the script of my life. I want to be sad, broken, mad, and stay in this little bubble. There you have it. Here's the script of my life. I'm not the victim. I'm the victor. I'm not mad. I'm forgiving them. I'm not the one that got taken from. I'm the one that's going to be blessed 10x for everything that I lost. And then all of a sudden it happens and you're like, I can't believe that worked. Guys, it works. It's in the word, right? It's in the word. For I know the plans I have for you, not to harm you, but to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. And that's a promise. So I hope you believe it. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next Saturday on No Guts, No Story.